Hi, can you feel it? The shift collective in the energies. I found that Christmas portal, that 13 days from the Catholic Christmas was really enriching, was really powerful, enriching spiritually. And I'm wondering how it's been for you, but it's also the full moon in Cancer been a powerful transitional point, I want to say. Cancer is very deep waters, right? It's very, very deep lake kind of energy, and of the emotions, of deep feelings. And it's felt like in this last months before we moved to the fire horse era, chapter, it's almost was helping to bring up on the surface this that needs to be shedded away and released. It felt like there was like this outdated stories, or those that needs to be reviewed and looked at, part of our personality as we think, or what we think about ourselves, some stories that we carry within us that does not serve us anymore, that weights down and links to the past, the layers of ourselves that are heavy, that are dense, that are not does not belong in the lighter frequency based era of life, that does not belong anymore to that newer versions of ourselves. Like the snake releases the old skin, and as it's being released, it's almost like still feeling it on the skin as it's sleeping off of the new upgraded version of ourselves, the rebirth. Some parts of identity, of stories, of narratives, of beliefs, of trauma bonds that we may have or had with those events, with the meaning that we made, that are coming or came or were rooted in these traumatic events, that maybe we were reliving time and time again because that was part of our story, part of our identity. But we are not what happened to us. Reviewing those stories, releasing those stories, those beliefs about ourselves, who we think we are, allowing for this to sleep away. It's a gift that we can give to ourselves. And it was quite deep, I found, and like almost looping or re-emerging for reviews, re-evaluation and release. this that is living, that is going, that is done, that is in the past. And it's finding within the new and the present that is not projected from the past. And even if there were some reemergences in our realities based on the filter through which we looked at ourselves and at others, and for the same or similar stories to re-emerge, we still could, or we can find a way to see that this that is in the now is not that in the past. I am not any longer that girl when something happened, or boy, and this person is not that person from the past. And what I find that helps is to look for the differences, right? Because it's from those core beliefs and the identity made out of those beliefs that attach to a certain situation and the meaning that we made out of this situation that we see and project onto the world and onto ourselves. This that then manifests into reality that we have. Sometimes we project onto others and being projected on so that we can recognize the differences between the past and the now. So it's like removing that shields, that filters to recognize the difference. Also, times we may project onto people that are safer, which may have some similarities, may have some characteristic perhaps with the person, for example, from when something traumatic or harmful happened, especially in the formative years, or later on as well in life, as they are safer. And if we only kind of dissect and unpack, making sure that we don't see things in black and whites and don't decide based on the past experiences who is this person, who is not, even if we're triggered, if we are afraid, if we hurt, looking for the gray areas, looking for the good. I mean, there are different situations, and it is about having the discernment, right, when something is truly harmful. But it's also having this critical analysis of things, reflective attitude, the curiosity. And when something happens that really have a powerful trigger for us, it's also taking this positive filter of reflection, of critical kind of curious exploratory lens onto situation and the person, for example, to check in with yourself. Is this what I believe is the truth? Where did I feel like this the first time? That feeling, especially when it's really powerful feeling, the trigger. we may well find that there are different qualities to this person or the situation. Maybe we can see that there is this that maybe it hurt me. People we hurt each other, and it doesn't always come intentionally. So it's a, it's my invitation not to decide, or this is what it is, but explore it. Look at this with curiosity, with a detachment, how true it is. Is there good things that I don't notice? If we have traumas, and we are likely to attract and to clash with people who have also trauma. And it's also looking at this, how do we connect with people? Do we connect through the trauma? Is it a trauma bond? Because we can connect through joy, we can connect through elevation, elevating each other through joy. And if it is through the trauma, then it's possible that there will be triggers in the both that activates something. But if we would dissolve the intensity of this, if we see where is it rooted in, and we can detach emotionally enough to have a bit of a higher perspective, detached view, we may well see that there are all different aspects to situation, there are all different aspects of the person. And what I found helpful and healing for me personally is to also apply this lens of everyone is doing their best. If I felt safe enough with this person, what was it? And also not disregarding that. It can be really scary to when some flashbacks of the trauma are activated. But not everyone is a danger, not everyone is harmful. People act from the spaces that they are in. Yes, having discernment is important, and there are people who may not feel much, and who are intentionally harmful, but it's not a huge amount of people. Most people have a lot of good in them. All people have good in them, right? So it is this balance. It's like it's not black and white. If it's black and white, then this is a sign that there is a projection, there is a trigger, there is opportunity for healing. And also trusting oneself, not only when something doesn't feel right, but also looking for things that felt right, felt good, felt safe. Also, it's important to keep in mind that sometimes, and this actually happens quite a lot, that we may overuse and misuse some terms, like, for example, narcissists. They're pathological narcissists. There are different types and all of that. But that's not most of the people that probably are being called that. There are some toxic people with toxic traits. But not everyone who has toxic traits, which it's not uncommon, um, means that they're narcissists, for example. Gaslighting may be intentional or not intentional. Manipulation, controlling behavior, threatening, intimidating, toxic in any way, it doesn't mean that the person is narcissist, right? Narcissist is it's something quite severe, and just being mindful with using these words. However, if something feels or is toxic to you, something to honor. Maybe it's a moment of time. And from my perspective, it is about staying, not putting labels, not deciding, not acting on these decisions. Well, if it feels right, but also allowing for this time and space to feel into and to have a biggest perspective on period of time, right? If it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. That's enough. Can we choose the higher vision, the higher road in these things? Can we weight all of the things and options to move ahead so that we have as much grace in what we do as possible, that no unnecessary suffering is created for oneself and the other and the collective. What we do matter. If things can be resolved, it's a it's a beautiful thing. It's a healing thing. If we trigger it, we can grow through working through our triggers. Sometimes it's removing that trigger, that projection from others, and bringing more love and curiosity and space into and for ourselves to review, to see what what's beyond this. Where is it coming from? Where do I need love and nurturing? It's reflections of what's happening internally. So it all comes from within. Everything is in me, everything is in you, everything. It's never out there, really. So may we find the high road, the higher way, the higher good of all, in the ways that honors our needs, also creates a positive ripple effect for others, for collective. Also, if we feel that someone projects onto us and it's really feels off, It's interesting sometimes. I had many situations when I could see someone project onto me, and there's this walls, for example, that been raised up from me, for example, based on this projection, and I would respect that. And then I would see it's just like because of this projection and this belief, there's more things being built on that, and more is being created in because of this belief. And it's very interesting thing. It also takes a lot of it takes a lot of patience and trust as well, and honoring the journey, seeing how simply things could be dissolved. Yet there must be reason for that. Each have individual journey, and it's almost like people may build castles and cities and towns based on a projection that is illusion, is not true, and not willing for this to be clarified based on some beliefs or fears or triggers or whatever it is. And the path is, for me, it's also letting it happen. I would go in and I would offer a conversation and a talk, but it's up to another person to choose it or not. It's allowing for people to make their choices. And sometimes, I've been in situations then I would witness how, it wasn't the easiest path. From my side, it's like I do what I can within the respect of the person's needs, capacities, and boundaries, and mine, of course. And then I had to detach and respect what they're going, what is the journey. Because in the end of the day, that's not anymore my business, really. And it's the trust and deep respect and reverence, and allowing for people to walk their path. This is what the soul needs chosen to learn through these ways and journeys, and that's okay. Then we just come back to ourselves, because from here we can do what we can. We just keep bringing it back to ourselves, our path. Everything is a blessing. Everything is a blessing if we choose it to see. And it is mirror an interesting lens to notice with whom do we bond and resonate with. What is it based upon or on? Is it the pain? Is it the trauma? Where is it from that we connect with people? Is it a common vision or inspiration? joy, a gift that we have within us and in others. In the time of the sovereignty, the stories of being a victim and therefore being in a triangle of internal triangle that shifts between being a victim, prosecutor, bystander, or savior. It's about stepping out of that. It's a story. We heal it, we understand it, we review it, we make meaning out of it. But when we come out and go through and come out another side from what happened, this is a victory. You're a victor, winner, hero, heroine, the main character. What is the story of your life? What is the story of your experiences? Is it about suffering and victimization? Being honest with that? Because it's also giving away your power. What is the purpose of it? What are we getting from that story? Love? Attention? Where do we can give it to ourselves? The love and compassion doesn't mean not to reach out to people, but not being stuck in that, not this having to be our identity or part of our identity. How did I grow from that? What did I learn? What am I learning through this experience? And it's shifting into that. Not survivor, thriver, not victim, but being in a power to choose your story. Yes, understanding it, making meaning out of it, and taking that power back. What do you wish to create with the wisdom that you have from this, with the virtues that you gain through these experiences? Don't let it drag you back from the present moment in time, if you choose to. And it's a reminder for me too. Here we go. We are in it. How do we wish to feel moving into the new? Releasing the weight of that stories. We are powerful and free to be who we wish to be in every given moment in time. And in the era of the frequencies, the time that what time is, it also is to be shifted. If we stop making the time the matter, miracles can happen. Don't decide how long something may take when you manifest it. Ask, decide, I'm having this, that's it. That's it. Speak it out, pray. But don't pray for it. Pray it. I am having this experience. I am being this. That's it. That is my reality, and I'm having it. It's gonna happen. That's it. I decided. Done. Don't attach time. Time is dissolving matter in the new energy of new era of frequencies. Things may happen over time, over, or it may happen instantly. And then we don't get attached to this. We're not waiting for it. Because when we're waiting for it, we're delaying it. We're creating an energy of lack. It's not here. Then we managing the space and time, and that's controlling it. Instead, look for what brings joy to you, what interests you, what you're curious about, what you're inspired by, what brings you highest excitement, and make an action in that area, for as long as you can, and it brings you joy. Follow up, and then let it be manifest. It's a very different way of living. This idea of working hard for something, we can, if you choose to. But truly, if we do what excites us and it's coming from authenticity, authentic, truthful, heart desire, that does not feel like a hard work. Unless we believe that we have to work really hard to achieve it, or we have to suffer in order to get somewhere. That's also is a belief. We don't have to suffer. In fact, we came here to have fun, to have joy, but we can have any experiences depending on what you wish to have, consciously or unconsciously. And if you just let things happen, things will happen, even if you are in connection and in devotion to the divine. But if we create from and manifest from a place of empowerment, from our power and from our authentic selves, which is us being in a purpose, then we can choose how we would like to have something. Of course, we can go and do a whole of the game and the reality of suffering and pain and whatever. I mean, we're programmed on this in some ways. It's a conditions that consciously or unconsciously being implanted, programmed, through movies, films, through what our parents believe, our culture believes, society believes, ancestors believed, what we believe is possible, or we can create from a place of the source is the source of all of our resources, and I can choose to grow through joy. How about that? How about that? I can grow and evolve through being inspired and motivated, through having interesting and beautiful, meaningful, inspiring experiences, amazing adventures. Beautiful, uplifting, meaningful conversations and spiritual experiences, transcendency. What is it for you? And if you look into this, if you journal into this topics, questions, I would love for this to happen. Just let yourself dream. Don't add the buts. But it's not possible. What if it was? How wild can we dream? How beautiful can you dream? It's revealing that creates a flow of expansiveness. We can look into anything that we wish to and get inspired by different things. Some people create from fear and lack and suffering, but also we can alchemize it into what we wish to have. I love tapping into things and feeling into things that works, that are good, that feels good, beautiful things. And I wish for it more. I want more of this. Why would I personally I put my energy and time and attention into what doesn't work? I will learn, and we understand, but not getting stuck in it. What do we wish to create? What works? And then, what if this as well was there? The creators, artists of life, co-weaving reality with the source and with between each other, between our soul and hearts, higher self and our hearts and our authentic inspiration desires. What would you create from a place of more than plenty, from the place of everything is possible, from a place of greater, happier, joyful vision? You have the power. Just allow for this to stream through you. And being mindful as well of, what do we choose to listen to? What do we choose to solidify? through our creations. Is it resonant in what you wish to feel, to be, to have? Is it moving into something that is where you wish to be? You're amazing. I love you.